For many years, Paul Skyberry, the founder of Faith Foundation Liberia, has dedicated his life and resources to building leaders in Africa. His foundations provide scholarships for students across Liberia and other parts of Africa. At a young age, Paul started out as a little child laborer, breaking stones and selling it to make a living. He later realized that stone breaking was not a successful business strategy, but rather modern child slavery in the 21st century. While running away from the civil war in his home Liberia, he experienced tremendous suffering across Africa. Today, he is an award-winning author, a mentor, a motivational speaker, and a leadership life coach. He believes that a person can become a better leader by understanding the core values spelled out through his leadership teaching. Qualities such as influence, assertiveness, adaptability, conscientiousness, and are cited as the most important qualities in books written by Paul. Ambassador Paul Skyberry has taken lead in supporting to solve some of the leadership problems in his community, his home country Liberia, and other parts of Africa. So he is now going around Africa, providing his own funds, and carry on management leadership workshop empowering the new generation of leaders in Africa.
So first, I just want to thank the Faith Foundation, specifically Paul, the director, who is really much of a very good job all over the world. And secondly, to those whom I will be speaking to for this conference, I want to tell them to be able to pick on the things that I'll be leaving out. I'm sure I'm not the only speaker, there are other speakers coming from other countries. If you have all of those skills, you will start developing yourself from your home, right outside into your community, from your community into your offices, and you will go global.
Well, actually, I would like to thank the Foundation for inviting me to this kind of leadership management course, which is, I would be happy to be one of the participants. So leadership and management and HR is one of the fifth components for that.
For the overview of this conference. Thank you.
Now I'll tell you something. Your position at your workplace does not qualify you to be a leader. Your position at your workplace gives you an opportunity to be a boss. So what are leadership roadblocks? Leadership roadblocks, the boss knows everything. In that book, I broke it down to prove that the boss don't know everything. The leader admits the mistakes while the boss thinks he knows everything. A boss tells people what to do. A leader shows people how to do it. A boss criticizes. A leader gives advice. So, in short, a leader is like father, right? As you read, you will find out more about it. I'm here with some great people. And believe me, those guys, it was difficult to get them here. Sitting right here in the white clothes is Mr. Mohammed Sahab. I don't know who is Mr. Mohammed Sahab. Mohammed Sahab is a man I met 10 years ago while we were serving.
Good. How many of you are working in the government or private sectors? All these kind of things, you are using it at daily level, a shared language.
I've been working with the United Nations, I worked for 5 different United Nations. They never asked me about your degree.
He was born in a country called Palestine. Mr. Sahab is here in ELW Iraq Hall because of you. He's Mr. Teddy Musa Forde. Teddy Musa Forde was born in Sierra Leone, grew up in England, teaching in Australia.
So leadership is important for all of us at every stage of our life. Yeah? So we'll talk about those goals for us at Faith Foundation. Our goal is to empower people. Please keep your pens and papers. At the end of this session, I want you to pick a piece of paper. You right, what are your expectations for this conference? What do you want to take home? And you leave that with us, not so much.
The purpose of his leadership style is to influence and encourage people from the grassroots, local communities, religious groups, the NGOs and local governments to get actively involved in the new generation of leaders to take over and lead Africa in the right direction. He believes that Africa will only rise because of the qualities of our leaders. That is why his new empowerment strategy is to refresh the people of the nations to overcome leadership challenges and transform Africa. To invite a new breed of leaders that will lead by positive example and become the frontrunner in the new generations of leaders in Africa. Faith Foundation's leader shared the visions with his spiritual mother and partners in the United States, Bishop Dr. Rosetta Cox, founder of the Cox Evangelistic Ministry in Virginia Beach. Dr. Cox connected associate partners from other states all around the U.S., such as Bridges of the Gap in Virginia Beach, Christ Lamps Ministries in North Carolina, Dr. Gary and Tyler of Virginia, Medley Family Care Group, also known as Mama Shoes, in Pennsylvania.
Here we were so glad to have one of Liberia's professional and very intelligent, eloquent leader. He came over here and he just graced the occasion of Faith Foundation Leadership and Management Empowerment Training, and it was wonderful. Mr. Hay, what do you think about this training facility and the procedure at which we are carrying?
Well, let me just say for one thing that it is timely, it's relevant, it's contextual, and it will be one of the single most transformational initiatives that this country got to offer. Our problem is a leadership problem, and it is resulting in so many negatives that it will take more than just the same level of thinking to solve it. And there are a lot of people with ideas and concepts, but how to harness it for the greater good of the country is what I think that Faith Foundation is doing. And the facility is super, is well placed, and the reason for it that it can be used as a forum, as a platform from which ideas, innovations, new thinking can transform the people as individuals on a personal level, corporations on an institutional level, and the country on a national level. I think that is what matters. And
before I know NOBC is passed, not because of me. You are wasting your time. Leadership is influence, it's not position.
We want you to go and do what? Our country is great. Our government is great. Our leaders are great. And what? Influence, right? Yes. Whether you like it or not, that is a man that could.
My name is S. Dexter Roberts. This Faith Foundation leadership is really making an impact. Just can't stop thanking the management and the staff of this Faith Foundation leadership team. Workshop, this forum will be transferable into other parts of Liberia where people really need mentoring in leadership.
Good morning, my name is Dumplin Sawakale, and I was blessed to have bumped into Faith Foundation Leadership Conference over the last week when I've been here visiting here in Liberia. So far it's been really nice. I think that it is of great need here in Liberia because to train the people on leadership so that they can take initiative on their own. I think it's good for the people to be proactive. You know, every time you cannot wait for a government to do things for you because the citizens make up the country. And if the citizens do not take a stand and bring about changes, it will not be done. I think it's important for it to start at the ground level for the citizens so that they can be a part of it to make the economy better than what it currently is. And I think this training will help lead the people in the right direction so that they can bring about progress in Liberia.
Victor Dobo, Liberians need this kind of conference to empower them, grant each and everyone the knowledge of management to be able to rise again. We want to bless all of our helpers out there for what God has done for us. We need this kind of conference.
I want to thank Faith Foundation for this beautiful workshop that was conducted today. This is my first time coming to a workshop like this. Of course, I've attended workshop out of the country. I went to Japan, I went to the Gambia, I've been to a lot of places. Paul, thank you very much. And we need more women participation because women shy away from things. But what they don't know, and you can make an impact on your friends.
My name is Simeon Escoli, and I'm attending this workshop today. Let me firstly extend my thanks and appreciation to the Faith Foundation for being very innovative of bringing this workshop, this leadership. It is impactful, and I also work with an NGO that are doing almost the same work. So from this workshop, I'll be able to pass down the knowledge to my fellow colleagues and other people. Let me also extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the international speakers that came. We are really learning, and we want to be grateful to them. Thank you very much.
My join want to be thankful to Faith Foundation for this great opportunity. I must admit that I appreciate it so much, and I got inspired today to a training from the various presenters, because one of them, that is the HR, he talked about education and competency, and I really captured one thing, because too many times we've been attending a lot of trainings, we've been going to conferences, we've been getting so many messages, but we have not been able to attain the ability to display what we have acquired, to attribute what we have learned. That has been one of our challenges. I want to appreciate him for that you will be known, and check yourself and think again, because what makes you a leader is that you have followers. So I want to say thank you again to Faith Foundation, and we actually need such an opportunity every time, because as we go along, I can say that we may forget about some of the things we learned, but we need Faith Foundation always, not just today, not just this event, but always as we go along, so that we can be able to do the work that we do in our respective organizations.
I am Peter B. Davis. We thank God for the speaker today. They gave us good insight of leadership abilities and leadership achievements and leadership potentials. And what we need in Liberia is leadership training, because the more we train leaders, the more we have quality information to our people who we are leading. So I want to suggest that this leadership training will continue, and so that every year we should have one of these, so that we can have a better training and a better ability to inform our people about leadership.
My name is Linda Lloyd, and I'm from the National Service Learning Institute. As we have come and we've learned, I want to say this to all of us. As we go back, we must be ambassadors. We must be able to make changes in our spaces, to make the change that we wish to see. That is to transform, and the transformation will start from our communities before it's going to go to the people and highest level. So I want to say thank you to all of our facilitators. You made our day. And I just have this one recommendation. And that recommendation is, it's important that we have female participation at the highest level. So we had facilitators today, but it was unfortunate to me that we did not have a female facilitator. So just in case we have this kind of gathering next time, I want to recommend to you, Paul, and the Faith Foundation, that we take into consideration a female facilitator.
Well, I think this is what Liberia needs at this time. Faith Foundation, this is a very good initiative, that our country's problem is actually the issue of leaders. It's not just leadership, but it's the issue of leader. If we've had the rightful leader in place, our country will move forward. There are a lot of ills in our society, but I believe leadership is one of the key things. If we are able to overcome, if the issue of leadership is inculcated into our school systems and into our government agencies, and even at the house level, it would be very good for us as a country, for us to have such a mindset. So I believe Faith Foundation, this is a great initiative.
Rolling the line, I want to appreciate the Faith Foundation for this conference. It was very impactful, and also to the international speaker, the moderator was very impactful, because most people, as I observed, they acquire the knowledge, but they're not competent.
Abuita K. Johnson. I bless God ever so much for Faith Foundation, Liberia, and I bless God ever so much for what I have learned today and even tomorrow and day after. I bless God for the knowledge of which I have acquired today.
Grateful to God Almighty, and I received the invitation to attend this leadership workshop by the Faith Foundation, which I am very much grateful to God Almighty for that. And we are learning, because we got information that it is 3 days, and we are going to carry back, train our local leaders, and see how best they can be very effective leaders within our churches and that of our local organization.
I was invited by my niece, Aminata Dunia Berry, and I just want to say thank you to Faith Foundation for establishing this program. I came along with one friend, and I promised that I will always come with friends to benefit what I learned today. And I appreciate God ever so much for Faith Foundation, and I pray that this program continue. And I pray that I always be informed on time and ahead of time to always be a part.
We had a wonderful section this morning, the Faith Foundation Management and Leadership Transformation Conference, and I was so blessed to have great speakers that really did well this morning. We started with Mr. Mohammed Sahan. He was very good and he spoke eloquently, and I think the participants really enjoyed that. Then later on we went to Mr. Teddy Fude Musa. He also brought a very good presentation that the participants really enjoyed. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you for coming to Liberia to participate in our leadership conference. You came all the way from Jordan. You flew all the way from the Middle East on the other side of the world. And we want to start by asking you, how did you like the participation and in the hall this morning for the leadership conference?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank everyone who's in charge in Faith Foundation for giving us the chance to be part of this workshop, which is honestly, to be honest, that it was shocked to see this kind of audience. Too many people disciplined, quiet, participate, in and out kind of conversation. Now through the other interviews that I found out, they catch a lot of what we were saying all day long, which has been that we managed to deliver a message for those people. And I think the people in Liberia, especially those I met today, they are potential leaders. They want to learn, they want to serve this country. I think Paul, should keep this good job going every year. Yeah, and I think our police, our professor, he is more in leadership. We can talk more about it.
Professor Musa?
I will as well start by thanking Paul and Faith Foundation for getting me over to Liberia. It's a privilege, and I was impressed that we spoke to an audience that was sat attentively. It's not easy to engage people in Africa from the morning hours right into the evening.
In a very heated hall.
Heated hall, you didn't get them to turn their back, and they are still in a very high spirit to come back tomorrow. This tells me how much connection Faith Foundation is building with these people. These are committed set of people who believe in Faith Foundation, and I'm happy to be here to engage them as well. It went well. This is what we expect. I mean, not much. It's always important that you are giving out to an audience that you think are receiving on the other side. And after the session, some of them actually walked to us, having photos with us, myself and Mohamed Sal here. They were so impressed. Some of them have collected our cards. There's somebody who walked over to me, says he wants all my presentations because he wants to pick similar thing up for his church session. I said, I can send you everything, and Faith Foundation is going to do that as well, but personally I'll do it. So it tells me how much work you have been doing, you and Faith Foundation, and I just want to say thank you, and keep the spirit going. It's always good to empower people from this angle. Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here.
Again, we say thank you and welcome to Liberia. That's the first section. We got a load of work tomorrow. The news is going to go wild. And a lot of people will turn up tomorrow. We hope that tomorrow, which is the second day and is the third day of the month of September 2019, we say thank you again. Thank you.